What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the show. I'm your host, Big T, right here with all of you guys today. And this is your WWE Friday Night SmackDown review and results show for today, Friday, June 9th, 2023. Jey Uso must pick a side. Is it his brother, or is it the Bloodline? Which one is it going to be? We'll find out here. So I got everything you guys need to know. We'll talk about SmackDown and everything else and see how the show was. So right now, guys, kick back, relax, and we'll hit the music. We'll get this party started, hit the introductions, and your WWE Friday Night SmackDown review and results show will be coming your way next. So don't go away, because I will be right back.
This is M-Dog20, Matt Cross. We're in Cleveland, Ohio, and you were checking out Beyond the Ring with my man, Big T. Thank you, man. Big T. Hello, this is EC3 of TNA Wrestling, and you are so very fortunate because you are watching Beyond the Ring with Big T.
This is the bad boy Joey Janela, and you're watching Beyond the Ring. Big T.
How's everybody doing out there tonight? Welcome to the show, everybody. Are you guys ready to go? WWE Friday Night SmackDown. We're going to talk about it right here, right now. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Big T, right here with all of you guys today. And this is your WWE Friday Night SmackDown review results show for today, Friday, June 9th, 2023. And by starting off here, don't forget, everybody, if you want to help out the show, make sure you please use that hashtag #JusticeForPretty for pet rights, because pets are family. Me and Mama T, Little Pretty, we all appreciate it very much. And Pretty, you will always be our bright little shining star. And of course, we love you very much forever and ever, my sweet little angel. And don't forget to please donate to the show on PayPal by clicking on this link in the description of this video. Thank you guys very much. That link that you see Becky Lynch pointing up at right there, that's the link you want. That link is pinned to the top of the YouTube live chat and the Facebook live comments, and that link is at the top of the description of this video and every single video that I do. And there's a PayPal button on my YouTube homepage. Any amount that you guys want to donate to the channel, big or small, would be very much appreciated. It really helped the show out, so thank you guys very much for all of that. Alright, let's see, back to SmackDown here. If you guys also, there's a few other things you guys can do. Make sure that you check out my website, www.beyondtheringwithbigt.com. Call into the show live on Skype if you have any questions or comments that, you may want to ask about the show. I'm using BigT_119. You can follow me on Twitter at BeyondTheRingBT, like me and follow me on Facebook at BeyondTheRingWithBigT. Follow me on Instagram at BeyondTheRingWithBigT. Everything is there, what you need. So, we are good to go, guys. Good to go, good to go, good to go. And I really don't know how to feel 100% about SmackDown and just how the show came off. There really wasn't that much to it. I mean, the biggest thing that they had, obviously, was the Bloodline stuff. When you start going outside of the Bloodline stuff, that's when it starts to lose quality. And that seems to be a reoccurring thing with WWE programming. All the time. That just seems like what it is. If it's not the Bloodline, it's not good. The Bloodline is the main stuff that you want. So, that's one thing to tell you right off the bat. Okay, now as far as for where the show was from, let's take a look. Okay. WWE Friday Night SmackDown. Review results for Friday, June 9th, 2023. We got 4 Money in the Bank qualifiers. We got a United States title match and more. So, WWE Friday Night SmackDown for Friday, June 9th, 2023 is coming to us live from the Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, Iowa. Jey Uso has been caught in the middle of the issues between Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso over the past couple weeks. Jimmy Uso delivered a super kick to Roman Reigns at WWE United Champions during his match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. And things between the pair boiled over last week during Roman Reigns' celebration of over 1,000 days as undisputed WWE Universal Champion. Tonight, the line in the sand will be drawn as Jey Uso chooses which side of the fracturing bloodline he will stand behind, as himself and Jimmy Uso are set to appear. So 4 qualifying matches for the men's and women's Money in the Bank ladder matches are set for tonight. LWO Santos Escobar will collide with Mustafa Ali, and Butch of the Brawling Brutes goes one-on-one with Baron Corbin. The winners will join Shinsuke Nakamura, LA Knight, and Ricochet in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Meanwhile, Damage Control members Bayley and Io Sky look to secure their spots in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match and join Becky Lynch, Zoe Stark, and Zelina Vega as they square off with Meech and Mia Yim and Shotzi, respectively. Additionally, WWE Raw Women's Champion Asuka will be presented with a new title tonight. Asuka dethroned Bianca Belair at WWE Night of Champions, marking her third reign as title holder. So, that's all the little teases of what you got coming up on the show tonight. Now we just got to get into it. Okay. So let's take a look here. How did we start off? Well, the show kicks off with a video recapping the events of Roman Reigns' 1,000-day celebration as undisputed WWE Universal Champion last week. Michael Cole and Wade Barrett then greet audiences at home as Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman are already waiting in the ring. So, at this point, we're already thinking, holy shit, this is going to start off the show and we're just going right into this at the start. So, Hunter, absolutely, this did feel like an episode of Main Event. Outside of the whole Bloodline stuff. I mean, the Bloodline stuff, it's the star of the show every week. That's why I don't understand why people want Roman Reigns to lose the championship. Because once Roman Reigns loses the championship, WWE really isn't going to have anything in their back pocket to be really entertaining. I mean, and that's just me being 100% honest. Roman Reigns is champion right now. It's money. Yeah, it's absolute money. The feud, everything. I mean, in my eyes, the show wasn't bad tonight, but it wasn't necessarily all that good either. This show was led by the Bloodline, and that was it. Really, that was it. So, let's take a look. Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa make an appeal to Jey Uso. So Paul Heyman looks to introduce himself by doing his usual, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, so on and so forth. Well, the Usos' music cuts off Paul Heyman. Jey Uso heads down to the ring. Jey isn't even wasting any time. Jey tells Solo that he let a lot of things slide, but you don't stab your big brother in the back. Jey says he doesn't know if he can forgive Solo for what he did to Jimmy last week, and then tells Solo and Paul Heyman to say what he needs to. Paul Heyman says that Jey has everything wrong. Heyman says that Jimmy is the one at fault for everything that has happened because he made up his mind, and not just for himself, but for Jey as well. Heyman tells Solo to back up because Solo was kind of stepping up. So Heyman tells Solo to back up. And he then says he's taking a chance by standing so close to Jey. Heyman questions if Jimmy asked Jey about super kicking Roman Reigns at Night of Champions, and then says that Jimmy has always resented Jey because Roman wants to prepare Jey to be the next tribal chief. He says that has always been Jey's fate, and says he will prove the truth to him tonight. Heyman says he has arranged a match for Jey per the instructions of Roman Reigns, but it is not a tag team match. Heyman says due to Jimmy's actions, the Usos are no more, and informs Jey that he will be taking on Austin Theory for the WWE United States Championship in a singles match. as Heyman says that Jey's path to become heavyweight champion starts tonight. And Jey will become, Jey will become, Jey will become tribal chief when the time is right. Heyman says he needs Jey's answer about who he will side with, and he hands the mic over to Jey. So Jey Uso takes the microphone, and everybody's just wondering, what's he gonna say? What's gonna be done? Well, Jey says to Heyman, he's like, "Hey, I'll take you up on your United States Championship match. I'll take you up on that." Heyman extends his hand out to Jey, but Jey just declines to shake it and tells Heyman, I'll get back to you on whether or not, I'll get back to you on whether or not I will back Roman or Jimmy. And that was that. Nice way to leave it, It really was a nice way to leave it, for sure. They did the right thing. They did everything that they needed to do to make this interesting. I love how they said and alluded to Jey being presented as the tribal chief of the future, because that's making right now that WWE is putting stock. They are putting big stock in Jey Uso right now. So that's a good thing. They're putting big stock in Jey Uso. Now, as far as anything else, well, the whole thing is now, is Jey really going to be the, world title contender? I would rather see Solo be the one to defeat Roman, like I've said before. I think Solo would be the prime choice. Solo would be the prime choice. Jey, I would put him at a number 2 choice behind Solo. I really would, but I think Solo is the better choice of being champion. That's just me. Because Solo, he's young yet. He has all the capabilities of being the company guy. He really does. Solo can do this. He can carry the company on his back. No sweat. I don't doubt that for a second at all. So, we'll see what happens. But I think that's the way it's going to go. But a great way to start the show off. Next up, Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio. They make their way to the ring. Mustafa Ali follows before LA Knight heads down to the ring to watch the action. And this is what we got. We got Santos Escobar with Rey Mysterio in his corner, going up against Mustafa Ali in a Money in the Bank qualifier match. Winner goes to the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. So the bell rings. Both men get in one another's faces. Ali lands a chop, but Escobar fires back with one of his own. Ali executes a Hurricane Rana and sends Escobar tumbling to the outside. Escobar pulls Ali out to join him and hits a chop. Both men then go back and forth with right hands before Escobar delivers an enziguri and a kick to Ali's midsection. He follows that up with a Hurricane Rana off the apron and tosses Ali back in the ring and goes for a pin. Ali kicks out and rolls to the outside. Escobar delivers a tope suicida and then ascends to the top and lands a crossbody. So, go to commercial, back from the break. Both men are teetering on the top rope. Escobar sends Ali crashing to the outside, and he looks to go flying. Ali catches him with a dropkick midair and then chucks him back in the ring and ascends to the top. He sets up for a 450 splash, but Escobar rolls out of the way and sends Ali crashing into the middle turnbuckle face first, and he then hits a reverse Hurricane Rana and goes for a pin, but Ali kicks out of that. Escobar delivers the double running knees in the corner before Ali executes a tornado DDT and ascends to the top. Escobar meets him up there and lands the Phantom Driver for the 1-2-3 and the pin in the win. And your winner is Santos Escobar, qualifying for the Money in the Bank ladder match for the men. After the match, the rest of the LWO appears to celebrate with Escobar and Rey Mysterio at ringside. Match was alright, nothing great, nothing bad. It was just decent. I guess the best way you could put it. We then head backstage to Jey Uso. Sami Zayn approaches Jey Uso and says their time in the Bloodline was some of the best of his career. And he says he knows the same goes for Jey, and starts reminiscing. Sami says when Roman takes over, bad things happen, and paranoia sets in. Sami says Roman pushes too far, and says he did everything he could to keep the Bloodline together. Jey did everything he could to keep the Bloodline together. Or Sami did everything he could to keep the Bloodline together. Sami says Roman made him test his loyalty to his brother just like he did with his own. And then says he hopes that Jey wins the United States Championship tonight to prove himself. Sami then tells Jey to think about the consequences and listen to his heart rather than what's in his ear. Jey then walks off. And that was that. So Sami Zayn getting in the ear of Jey Uso. Sami Zayn really trying to, make himself present. To show Jey Uso, like, hey, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. You have any problems with Roman, it was pretty much like saying, yeah, like, Kevin and I'll back you up, like that kind of thing. Like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn would back up Jey Uso. That's the kind of vibes that they were kind of throwing off, just to let you guys know off the, right off the bat, but that's kind of what they were doing with this. Alright, anyway, let's take a look here. What's next? Well, let's see. Hold on. I gotta reload this results page because it just randomly disappeared on me. Where? There it is. Okay. Now I can find it again. Alright, so after Escobar, after that promo in the back, which was really good, more Bloodline stuff. We go to commercial, come back from the break. Kayla Braxton introduces Alba Fire and Isla Dawn as the duo, then head down to ringside. We got Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler challenging Alba Fire and Isla Dawn to a women's tag team title unification match. So I'm like, what in the world is going on here? Kayla Braxton looks to welcome Alba Fire and Isla Dawn to SmackDown, but before she can, Ronda Rousey's music hits, and she appears alongside Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler says that Isla Dawn and Alba Fire want to call themselves WWE NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, but questions how much they know about their history. She says if it weren't for her, the titles wouldn't exist. Ronda says herself and Shayna Baszler have ran through the competition and as a result, they want a shot at Isla Dawn and Alba Fire's women's tag team titles. Isla Dawn and Alba Fire accept a challenge and blindside Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey. Ronda and Shayna eventually gain the upper hand as Shayna sends Isla Dawn crashing to the outside and then looks to help Ronda attack Alba Fire. Isla Dawn attacks Shayna from behind and Alba Fire sends Ronda out of the ring as Shayna Baszler is sent to join her. So, there was nothing special about that segment. Women's tag team wrestling in WWE is about as pointless as anything you can imagine. You know, I'm just telling you straight up. There's nothing good about the women's tag team wrestling in WWE. They don't have any tag teams. They're making makeshift tag teams left and right. And it's just something that's not working. You know, at least on WWE's end, it's not working. There's a big disconnect here. But anyway, there'll be a title unification match. At least there'll only be one set of women's tag titles, thank God, but still. I just don't think any of this was really that good. We then head to a video taking a look back at the iconic career of the late great Iron Sheik. Very nicely done video package. We go back at ringside. Bayley and Io Sky head down to the ring as Meech and Mia Yim and AJ Styles follow. And AJ Styles joins commentary. And let's see. Bayley with Io Sky in her corner going up against Meech and Mia Yim in a Money in the Bank qualifier match. This match really had nothing to it. It wasn't good. The bell rings. Bayley wastes no time, sending Meech in. Crashing face first in the announce desk and then tosses her back in the ring and gloats in front of AJ. Meechin surprises her with a tope suicida and then tosses her back in the ring and rains down right hands as she follows it up with a Hurricane Rana and a DET. She goes for a pin, but Bayley kicks out. Bayley feigns a nose injury, but Meechin calls her bluff and delivers a kick to her face. Bayley then, sends Meechin face first in the middle turnbuckle before landing the Rose Plant for the 1-2-3 and the pin and the win. As your winner and qualifying for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, since this was a Money in the Bank qualifying match, is Bayley. I mean, it was all with Bayley feigning a nose injury, Meechin calling her bluff, hitting the kick to her face. Bayley sending Meechin face first in the middle of the turnbuckle and then hit the Rose Plant. That's what got the 1-2-3 and the pin and the win, so your winner of the match is Bayley. And Bayley qualifies for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Right after the match, Scarlett, Karrion Kross's wife, Scarlett Bordeaux, appears and blows red powder into AJ Styles' face. Karrion Kross appears behind AJ in the crowd, and Karrion Kross locks AJ Styles in the cross jacket submission before relinquishing it. So I was like, oh my god. Now we're gonna get an AJ Styles Karrion Kross feud. I don't know how well that's gonna work out, to be honest. Kinda at a loss on that one. Don't know how that's gonna play out, but we'll see. So nothing special here. The Bayley match with Meechin, nothing special. If you missed it, you missed nothing. That's just me being straight up honest. But, we then head backstage to Bianca Belair and Adam Pearce. Bianca voices her frustrations with Asuka, and Pearce begs Bianca not to interrupt Asuka's Women's Championship presentation. In exchange, Adam Pearce offers Bianca a women's title rematch, and Bianca agrees to stay out of the way. So, was what it was. We go to commercial, we come back from the commercial break. Adam Pearce is waiting in the ring. So here's the part now. Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is back, and she crashes Asuka's Women's Championship presentation. So, Adam Pearce says that he has the honor of unveiling the new WWE Women's Championship, or the undisputed WWE Women's Championship. And then Adam Pearce introduces Asuka. Asuka's music hit. She comes down to the ring, right? Pearce unveils the title, and it looks the exact same as Roman Reigns' title, except smaller, and it's got a white strap instead of a black strap. It's like the only difference, pretty much. So, he puts it around Asuka's waist before Asuka can even say anything. Charlotte Flair's music hits, and Charlotte makes her way down to the ring in her long-awaited return. Pearce asks Charlotte what she's doing and tells her that she has to get in line for a women's title shot. Charlotte says, excuse me to Adam Pearce, but, she's like, excuse me, Mr. Pearce. But she doesn't want to wait in line because she made the line. Charlotte tells Asuka no one respects her more than she does, and officially challenges Asuka for the title. Asuka accepts and looks to spit the mist in Charlotte's face, but Charlotte ducks out of the way and dumps Asuka out of the ring. Now here's the thing with Charlotte Flair. She came back. She's challenging for a women's championship. She's going to face Asuka on the SmackDown the night before Money in the Bank, right? Well, what I'm trying to figure out is, they're not putting Charlotte in Money in the Bank. Or will they? I don't know. I'm assuming not. But, Charlotte, she's been gone now since WrestleMania, so it's been about almost 2.5 months. She comes back, and on her first night back, she's challenging, she has a match put in place to challenge for the championship. I don't know which route they're going to go. I don't. If Charlotte wins the championship, she's going to tie history with her father at 16 world championships with her father, Rick. And then, if Asuka were to beat Charlotte, I don't even know what that would really do for her. Because to me, Asuka just, I don't know, Asuka just, she hasn't been that top tier level talent, like we once knew Asuka to be in NXT. Asuka's promo work, nothing's ever been the same since she has come to the main roster. And I think anybody would agree with me there. But I'll have to think on this one as far as who's going to win, because I don't know if they're going to give it back to Charlotte that fast. Maybe they will just have Charlotte Flair versus Bianca Belair for the championship at SummerSlam. Maybe that's where they're going. I don't know for sure. I really don't know. So we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, it was what it was. We then head backstage to Paul Heyman and Jey Uso. And Heyman says he got him with that cliffhanger, and then requests his passport so he could fly on Roman Reigns' private jet. Jey then says next week on SmackDown a triple celebration will be held for Roman's presence. The newly crowned United States champion, Jey Uso, which he's not the United States champion, they were just saying that. Jey and the crowning of Jey as tribal chief. Jey says he's in. But then he asks Heyman. He's like, why are you so happy, man? Jey then says if he's in the bloodline, he's in the bloodline. But if he's in the bloodline, that means Paul Heyman is going to be out. So in other words, Jey Uso saying what? That he can't get along with Paul Heyman anymore? That's how I took it. But I would think that Jey Uso would have more heat and more issues with Roman Reigns before Paul Heyman ever. Because who's putting Jey through all this now? Roman is. Jey is the one that just happened to see all the manipulation and everything that Roman Reigns has been up to. Jey's the only one, or Jimmy's the only one that's been able to see Roman's manipulation. And Jimmy he's the one that smartened up first, just like he told Jey, I'm gonna do what you should have done a long time ago. That's when Jimmy super kicked Roman in the face twice at Night of Champions. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. Bloodline stuff, best stuff on TV. WWE needs to keep it coming. So, and Heyman was worried once Jey said that. Well, if I'm in the bloodline, that means you're going to be out. And then Jey just went, yeet. That was that. Back at ringside, Butch heads down to the ring. Go to commercial, come back from the commercial break. A furious Bianca Belair approaches Adam Pearce. Pearce says he'll figure it out, and Bianca tells Adam Pearce he better do so. Back at ringside, we see WWE NXT World Champion Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams watching on in the crowd as Baron Corbin heads down to the ring. And we head over to a quick video recapping the issues between Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, and Baron Corbin over the past couple of weeks. Butch versus Baron Corbin in a Money in the Bank qualifier match. So let's see what's in store with this one. Definitely doesn't sound like a good match at all. Corbin grabs a microphone and tells Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams he hopes they're watching when he beats Butch. And Corbin asks Hayes if he saw him do what he did to Trick Williams on Tuesday. And then tells them he hopes they stay on the other side of the barricade so he doesn't have to destroy them again. I'm like, okay, Corbin. So the bell rings and Butch wastes no time. He delivers a pair of enziguris and a tornado DDT. Corbin fires back with a brainbuster and then rains down some right hands. Butch lands another enziguri and goes to work manipulating Corbin's fingers. Corbin turns Butch inside out and then taunts Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. And Corbin looks for a chokeslam, but Butch rolls up Butch rolls up Corbin for the 1, 2, 3 and the pin of the win. Your winner and qualifying for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match is indeed Butch. I mean, the whole thing here is that Baron Corbin, he got completely distracted. He got completely thrown off his game. But, in the end, I would have loved to see Butch in this match if he was Pete Dunne. Ever since they made him Butch, he just hasn't felt the same, looked the same. I could care less about any guy. Any of that shit. But, Pete Dunne was a way better name than Butch. Pete Dunne was a way better character than Butch. Way better. Way better. Just go back and watch NXT Black and Gold. I mean, you'll look at Pete Dunne under the Butch character and you'll say, well, he looks the same, but I don't know. There was something different about him, different about his matches, different about the way he was booked. The name overall was better. It was, you don't change people's names like that. It just doesn't work. Not to me. But anyway, Butch wins. He qualifies for Money in the Bank. That was that. After the match, Corbin gets in Hayes' face and Williams' face and takes a cheap shot at Williams, causing both men to jump the barricade. Officials run down and separate the three men. That was that. Shotzi then heads down to the ring. We go to commercial right in the middle of her entrance, and we come back from the commercial break. Let me see here. I gotta go back up here. Yeah, we come back from the commercial break. We head backstage to the Brawling Brutes and Megan Morant. Megan Morant asks Butch how he feels coming off his win, but Baron Corbin storms in and complains about losing his match because of Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams being at ringside. Cameron Grimes then blindsides Baron Corbin and gets himself a piece of him. So, that segment was what it was. And we go back at ringside. Io Sky and Bayley head down to the ring. Now we get Io Sky with Bayley in her corner going one-on-one against Shotzi and a Money in the Bank qualifier match. Honestly, this match was, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, it was pretty shitty. None of these women's matches really did the job at all. Tonight, they really didn't. Did not do the job. Bell rings, Bayley gains Shotzi's attention. This allows Io to land a kick, but Shotzi quickly recovers and lands a suplex as she sends Shotzi's arm bouncing off the ropes and then ascends to the top and goes flying. Shotzi ducks out of the way and lands a bulldog and then follows it up with a senton. Io rolls to the outside and Shotzi catches her with a suicide dive as she tosses her back in the ring and ascends to the top, but Bayley pushes her off. This allows Io to deliver the over-the-moonsault to Shotzi for the 1, 2, 3 and the pin of the win. Your winner and qualifying for the women's Money in the Bank is Io Sky. And Butch qualified for the men's Money in the Bank, so there you go. 2 Money in the Bank winners. We go to commercial. We come back from the commercial break. And we head backstage to Sami Zayn. And then Kevin Owens approaches Sami Zayn and asks how his conversation with Jey Uso went. Sami says he doesn't know. And KO says now that that's out of the way, they need to talk business. So, Pretty Deadly walks in and requests an undisputed tag team championship match. Brawling Brutes then walk in, then the OC walks in, then the LWO walk in, and the Street Profits walk in, all to do the same. KO loses his temper as Adam Pearce appears. And then Sammy calmly explains the situation to Pearce, and Pearce proposes a number 1 contenders tag team gauntlet match. Everyone accepts, and there you go. We then head over to a video hyping up Grayson Waller, who's going to be sitting down with Charlotte Flair next week on SmackDown on the Grayson Waller effect. So there you go. Let's see. Back at ringside, Jey Uso heads out of the ring. Austin Theory follows. Now we got a match for the WWE United States Championship. And this match is your main event of the evening for WWE Friday Night SmackDown tonight. We got Austin Theory, the WWE WWE United States Champion, Austin Theory, defending his championship against Jey Uso in a match for the WWE United States Championship. So, bell rings, both men lock up. Theory lands a shoulder tackle before Jey clotheslines Theory out of the ring as he follows him out and tosses him across the announce desk. So now we go to commercial. We come back from the commercial break. Theory and Jey go back and forth with right hands as Jey gains the upper hand and sends Theory crashing out into the mat and then charges at Theory in the corner. Theory slips out of the way and lands a shotgun dropkick and then delivers a right hand to his spine and plants Jey. He then sets up for an 8-ton down, but Jey escapes and delivers his step up enziguri. He ascends to the top and lands the Uso splash and goes for a pin. The referee is nowhere to be found, and Pretty Deadly appear at ringside. They clock Jey, but Jimmy Uso appears and levels Pretty Deadly with super kicks. Solo Sikoa then blindsides Jimmy and sends him crashing into the mat. Then Solo looks for the Samoan spike on Jimmy. Jey prevents Solo from hitting Jimmy with another. Let's see. I lost my spot there. The whole page moved up. Alright. I'm moving it back down. Alright, so they clock Jey. Jimmy Uso. Let's see. Step enziguri sends the top Uso splash, goes for a pin. I think I was at the part when they clocked him. I think. But I'll start up a little bit more towards the top. So, Theory slips out of the way, lands a shotgun dropkick, delivers a right hand to his spine, and plants Jey. He sets up for the 8-ton down. Jey escapes, delivers a setup enziguri. He ascends to the top and lands the Uso splash, goes for a pin. The referee's nowhere to be found. Pretty Deadly appear at ringside. They clock Jey, but Jimmy Uso appears and levels both men with super kicks. Solo Sikoa blindsides Jimmy Uso and sends him crashing into the mat right here, and then Solo looks for the Samoan spike on Jimmy. Jey prevents him from doing so, and Jimmy sets up for a super kick on Solo as, Jimmy inadvertently hits Jey instead before taking Solo out on the outside. The referee recovers in Theory, pins Jey Uso for the 1, 2, 3 and the pin of the win. Your winner and still the WWE United States Champion is Austin Theory. After the match, Paul Heyman appears at ringside and stands by Solo as Jimmy checks on Jey as he helps Jey up, but Jey shoves him and heads over to where Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa are standing. Paul Heyman apologizes, and Jey Uso, he just storms right off. And that's how WWE Friday Night SmackDown goes off the air, folks. That's how it all goes off the air. So we'll have to wait and see what all this is going to mean. But stuff's getting pretty intense here. And now Roman Reigns is going to be involved next week. Roman Reigns returning to WWE Friday Night SmackDown next week, amidst increasing bloodline tension. Jey Uso still has a decision to make, and Roman Reigns will be there when he does. Friday night on WWE SmackDown, it was announced that Roman Reigns will return next week for the first time since Jimmy's excommunication from the Bloodline on June 2nd. However, it certainly doesn't seem as though it will be as rosy an affair as Paul Heyman made it sound earlier in the evening. That's because during Friday night's main event, Jay's bid for the United States Championship ended in failure when Jimmy struck his brother Jay with a super kick intended for Solo Sikoa. All night, Heyman assured Jey that Roman was planning on grooming him to become the next tribal chief, when the time is right, of course, attempting to divide the Usos. Heyman alleged Jimmy's jealousy of Jey as the reason why he kicked Roman at Night of Champions. Jey refused to fully declare his loyalty to either his cousin or his brother, opting to delay his choice as fans have seen him do before. He later received a pep talk from former Bloodline member Sami Zayn, and later still he told Heyman that if Jey was in the Bloodline, Heyman wouldn't be. After the main event, Jey left Jimmy in the ring to dwell on his actions, still not giving Heyman or Solo any indication of where he stands, but leaving with a bigger rift between himself and his brother than existed at the start of the evening. As SmackDown went off the air, the wise man made another phone call to Roman Reigns, presumably to give him the news. So, there you go, guys. That's everything. That's WWE Friday Night SmackDown here. So, I will say WWE Friday Night SmackDown, my rating for the show for today, Friday, June 9th, 2023. I'll go ahead and give WWE Friday Night SmackDown a 6 out of 10. You know, just your average run-of-the-mill show, but just a little bit above average. I'll give it the 6 out of 10. The Bloodline gives it that push. If it wasn't for the Bloodline, this would be below average at a 4. But with everything going on with the Bloodline, you know, it definitely gets that old 6 out of 10. So, let me know what you guys think. But that's where I'm at, so. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me here right on this episode of Beyond the Ring with Big T. Coming up next, I got your AEW Rampage review and results show coming up next, so we'll be talking about that on the next live stream. That'll start pretty shortly because I just got to copy and paste the title, description, all that stuff, and we'll get it started. So, anyway, that's going to do it for me right here on this episode of Beyond the Ring with Big T, everybody. Right here today for today, Friday, June 9th, 2023. And then, I will see all you guys next time. Yes, there will be a next time for me right here on Beyond the Ring with Big T. That'll be for your AEW Rampage review and results show. That'll be in the next live stream. That'll be live right here on the channel coming up next. And don't forget us and we won't forget you. And of course, if you want the best, and yes, I do mean the absolute best for all of your professional wrestling needs right here on the internet, right here on YouTube.com today. Always remember to think Beyond the Ring with Big T. And then, of course, everybody, thank you very much for watching and listening to your WWE Friday Night SmackDown review results show for today, Friday, June 9th, 2023. Show gets a 6 out of 10. And then, of course, everybody, thank you, WWE, for a decent show tonight, but we got to get better. And you guys got to get better on it. So, see what happens. But anyway, always remember, everybody, and never ever forget that I'm your host, Big T, and I'll see all of you at the matches, and I'll see all of you for your AEW Rampage review and results show coming up in the next live stream here. So, take care, everybody. I love you all. I'll see you for AEW Rampage coming up next. I'll talk to all of you soon. So, take care, everybody. I love you all, and of course, good night, everybody. Ha 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 ha.
This is M-Dog 20, Matt Cross. We're in Cleveland, Ohio, and you were checking out Beyond the Ring with my man, Big T. Thank you, man. Big T.
Hello, this is EC3 of TNA Wrestling, and you are so very fortunate because you are watching Beyond the Ring with Big T.
This is the bad boy Joey Janela, and you're watching Beyond the Ring with Big T.